AI is coming. What can you do right now to start to prepare for this and get your data ready? I came up with the title at the esteemed Sean Duke's Hug Group, Hampshire User Group. I love the fact that that is a hug. Clicker. We have the technology. So, artificial intelligence within Salesforce. What's it doing right now? It's got some preset algorithms that you can apply to your data. You can make predictions, give insights, propose next steps. But it's based on what you have right now. Hands up, anyone who has looked at an org and gone, wow, this data's amazing. Yeah. Even brand new orgs. Been there, went to job, it'd been live 10 weeks. 19,368 open cases due to a bad process. It happens. So how do you feel about applying AI to your orgs that you're working with? I'd love you to feel like this dog. I'd love you to be happy, excited, ready, energized. However, I think we're more likely to be like this.
Yeah.
Scared, worried, apprehensive. Let's let someone else have a go first and we'll learn from their mistakes. But it's okay. But AI is going to be great. It's going to give us those insights that we don't know right now. And how many people in the sales world would love to know the propensity for their customer to sign, yes, to sign those contracts and to be able to target resourcing and your time effectively? Long time ago when I first started in Salesforce, it's hard to work harder, but gee, we can really work smarter. And this is what the platform helps us do. But what if your data isn't ready? And we've already established that a lot of people are not happy with the data that they have. And incorrect data gives the wrong kind of predictions, the wrong insights, the wrong next steps. And you could end up feeling a little bit like this. So, Peter Coffey, we are not worthy. Gives the most amazing words, and I had to find a picture with another member of our community, the lovely Matt Morris. And he was our keynote speaker at London's Calling in 2017. And he said, one of the things we have to stop doing right now is making decisions on bad data. They are not good decisions if they're not based on something that is right. So if you're in charge of an org, what can you start to do? So you should know your processes. You should know what should happen. Analyze them. Have a really good look. Work out all those data flows and start to understand what the quality of that data is. And then start to build some reports around it. I did a global rollout and I was in South Africa and I built a set of dashboards and there was 5 data quality reports at the bottom of the dashboard, all the sales stuff at the top. And they were told, come in the morning, refresh your dashboard. If your name pops up on these, you have some work to do. Go and clean up your data. You have opportunities that are past their close date. You have stages, you've gone to negotiation review, there are no products on these opportunities. Get it to a really good position and get them into good habits. Do something 9 times, or stop doing something 9 times, becomes a habit. Good luck with teenagers with that one. They don't even listen, let alone try it. So, wouldn't it be wonderful if individuals owned their own data? If identifying all these issues wasn't just your responsibility, but everyone had a shared responsibility to do it. And they cleaned their own data. How many people have gone through reports and done data loads just trying to fix stuff, So that the lady still, yeah, the pain, I'm with you now. So, those who have a pen and paper, we're going to do a little template. This is going to enable you, this is not teaching you how to report, we have esteemed professionals in the room. But this is to enable you to roll this out in a repeatable way to every single person in your business. So, it's a template. Now this arrived because I was always scribbling when I was working out how to do a report, just so I had the thought process right. And then I realised it works, no matter how you've configured your Salesforce. It's completely solution agnostic. And if we think about it, and without putting abject fear and terror into everyone's minds, have a think about when you did your maths exams at school. You did your lessons, you're ready to go, someone puts a practice paper in front of you. Where's the maths? You had a load of sentences. And then you had to learn the skill of translating them into whatever it is. Businesses have the same problem. They have a sentence. But that sentence, I want to know how many of my salespeople have not done any tasks this week. That's not in Salesforce speak. And it needs translating. This template helps. So, for those who need things in order, box number 2 over there is there for a reason, but it really doesn't matter. If you can't deal with it, swap it round.
No.
It's the principle that matters. So box number 1, your query. You write down in as much detail as you possibly can exactly what you want out of a report. So, this is just a sample. I want to know my opportunities by country, by salesperson, created this month. And I want to add up all the money, all the revenue that's associated with those. Now have a bit of a think. Is there something you don't want in that report? Not close lost. I am not interested in this. I want to know what's out there. I want to know what I'm dealing with. Pop it into box 1. Box 2 is where. So if you think of your Salesforce as the world, you go, like, where am I going to find this data? So have a look at your query. Do you see any objects? Oh yeah, I see opportunities. If I look around there, I don't see any other objects, but I do see country. Now I don't know if anyone's got country on their opportunities, but it isn't normally there. We have the joys of a relational database. So we'll pop accounts in there. So now you've got your record, you've got your report type. How many people have come across people go, oh, reporting does my head in, I get into it and the fields aren't there available to me to be able to pick. It's all too complicated. This sorts it. So now we know where in the system we're going to get our data from. We don't want all of it, we just want a bit of it. So we can go back to the query. My opportunities, not all of them, just mine. Created date equals this month. Have a page of each of those objects open. You need to find the correctly named field to get the right filter. Dates, money, they're always going to trip you up. And stage is not equal to close lost. So again, I've gone back to that page. What tells me if it's closed won or closed lost? It's the stage field. There are the filters. Your language is starting to drop out for you. And then what? We've got where and how we're going to get just the bit that we want. Now what do we want to see? So this is the type of report, there's columns, the summarizations. So we'll go into it in a bit more detail. So we can start to list the columns. List the fields and the columns that we want to have the data on. So account name, opportunity name. So our opportunity owner is our salesperson. So again, we've gone back to our query. And I put a little star by it because we want to group it by salesperson. Country, we need to group that as well. So that's got a little star too. Revenue, that's the amount field. That's got a sum sign next to it. We want to add it up. And I'm just going to chuck on close date because you can have more fields than are just in your query. I'm sorry that this is in Classic. The principle is the same for Lightning. I ran out of time to do extra slides, my apologies to you all. Tabular report. This is the type of report that we could do. Well, this is a list. This is fantastic. I want to know all the contacts I have in France. But we need summarization, so this one's not going to cut it. Then we've got a summary report. Well, this is quite nice. We can have up to 3 levels of summarization. And up there we've got our country and we've got it by opportunity owner. That kind of works. Where it really starts to come to is when you have a matrix and you can start to slice and dice your data. So you can have your 2 summarizations top and side, and it's incredibly insightful to play around with the same data in front of a sales manager and go, this is what you could be understanding about your data, not just receiving it. Going back to that template, in box 2, if you have one object and you don't need to add anything up and you don't need to summarize anything, you might want to do some inline editing. You've got the formula for a list view. When I first started, I was a salesperson and I was a detractor. I don't need that. I've got my book. I'm sorted. My director had other ideas and said to me, you're not having last month's bonus until you get your app together. If it's not in Salesforce, it hasn't happened. I got on the bandwagon and I turned into an advocate overnight when I realised a list view could give me all the opportunities I'd sold in the last 7 days that I hadn't given a follow-up call back to. Ooh, I can get it to work for me. I'm good with this. I am essentially lazy. There is a big lazy streak, and if there's a shortcut to find what I need, and if it can give it to me, and then I can do something more interesting, I'm all over that. But coming back to AI, understand the algorithm that you are thinking of putting onto your data. What data does it touch? What does it need to give really good results that will benefit your business? And then go and analyze the quality of that data. Have you got fields that are empty? Have you got fields that are out of date? Or just plain wrong? Is everything in the right place? Create a plan. Get some KPIs in place. Get your leadership on board and let it filter down to managers and to end users so that everyone is on board saying this is where we're going, this is our end goal, what we want to achieve. To do that, this is what we need to achieve. And that dashboard with these quality reports is really powerful. And especially if they can click in and understand how to change a couple of filters. You don't need to, very seldom will they create one from scratch. But if they know that formula, they know which ones they can target to get the data they want, play around with it. And if they make a mess of it, it goes, fine. Give me your working, back to a maths exam, and give me a saved report of what you attempted, and any of you will just go, yep, you're almost there. It was this bit, you just need to do this instead. Much more interesting and much quicker than someone coming to you and say, I need a report. You go, oh, okay, what do you need? And you end up doing all those things that you were doing on that template anyway, just not in that structure. Provide those data quality dashboards. They really help. And it's much easier for everyone to follow and reward when it's getting better. You'll soon see the names at the top. And then they go on holiday and they drop down the list. And all of a sudden they pop back up and go, over to you. Nothing. Anyone would feel that that was a good thing to roll out to their teams? Anyone see any challenges?
So, quantitative, how much data does that actually get use of those algorithms?
If you're a small org and you have a small amount of data, then your reporting will be proportional. Wonderful. It'll be quicker to clean.
So, Laura, so if you're we're getting our data all tickety-boo,
Yep.
what sort of fields and what metrics would you recommend focusing in on to make sure your data is of good quality?
That's a tough one because everyone's different. You know, that's the beauty of Salesforce is we can configure it to do whatever we want to do. And that's why it's understanding your processes. If you are a sales organization, you're going to want to know and have all your opportunity data on point, up to date, activities. Really nail your activities. If every salesperson, or everyone in your org is logging every call and you've got effective emails coming in, then activity will drive the AI outputs because that will tell the bot about what's going on and the engagement you have with your customers, and therefore the likelihood based on all these previous scenarios of whether they're likely to go ahead. So you've got to remember that it looks at all your legacy data to come up with the predictions. So these are the AI algorithms now. Of course, they will get more sophisticated, but it will always sit on your data. If you're very much service orientated, then look at all your case information. Have you got all your activities on there? The key attributes around classification, are they up to date? Are they relevant? Are they manageable? A really good dependent pick list can save you days. I've seen a list, it went like this to classify a case, it was heavens above. No one's going to use that, and no they didn't. They picked one of the top 5. Really good dependent pick list, and talk to them why you want them to do that information. It's always what's in it for them.
Laura, that me or is it me? Sorry. So this was about AI, and really you're taking it back to brass tacks about actually just getting the data clean in the first place. Just interested from the organization where your Salesforce adminning is there a genuine interest from users in AI, in actually using it, or is it still science fiction? So do we still have time, or is this they want it now and you got to get this work done tomorrow?
I think that very much depends on your leadership. We had people in the Hampshire user group who were going, yeah, I'm interested, I see the benefits, not quite ready, or I've got other projects and I don't have the time, and I want to know more about it. But are there things we could be doing now? And those were the key questions that came out of that user group. There's definitely interest. I think there's skepticism. There's a little nervousness. Oh, what's it going to tell me? Am I going to like what it chucks out the other side? Which is why I think it's really important that it is the truth that comes out that is aligned with that algorithm. And unless your data's right, you're going to be in a pickle. So I make no apologies for going back to brass tacks, because sometimes it is the basics that proves any concept. Okay, so we're good with questions. Thank you very much.